All right, let's dive into a concept that might just completely change how you think about the ground right under your feet. It's a vision called Edian, and it's all about connecting with the land in a way that's totally new and, well, deeply personal.
So let me just start by throwing a big question out there. What if the soil, the plants, the entire ecosystem you're a part of could actually learn who you are? I mean, what if it knew what your body needed and could respond? Just let that thought hang in the air for a bit as we go through this.
So, to really get our heads around this radical vision, we have to start where it all began. And interestingly, that wasn't in a field or a garden, but with a word. The entire concept of Edian is, pretty fittingly, planted in the soil of language. It all kicks off with a sound, the th sound you make in the word breathe. In linguistics, there's a symbol for that. It's called eth, or if. And believe it or not, this one little sound acts as a kind of bridge, connecting two incredibly powerful ancient ideas.
And this is where it gets really cool. That one sound connects two different worlds. On one side, it gives us ethos, that Greek idea of character, credibility, a state of mind. But on the other side, it echoes in lamed, which is a Hebrew letter that kind of looks like a shepherd's staff, and it symbolizes learning, guidance, a state of being. So right there, in a single sound, you've got this amazing fusion of mind and body, of who you are and what you do.
Okay, so how do we take these big, abstract ideas about language and make them, well, real? We move from the world of words into the actual world, and we find this whole philosophy written into the design of a garden. A garden layout like this, it's not just about making things look neat and organized. The beds, the paths, even the empty space between them, it's all a form of communication. It becomes this living, physical language telling a story about life, about potential, and about the natural cycles of growth. And here's how that language works. Think of the garden beds, they're called the ion, as the place where life happens. They represent growth, the harvest, they're even symbolized by the number 9 for November. But the paths between them, called the X, are just as important. They stand for the void, for potential, for that quiet period of rest after the harvest. That's symbolized by the number 10 for December. And it's not an empty space. It's a space that's absolutely full of possibility. And this whole idea of the void in the garden paths, it connects directly to this profound philosophical concept, ex nihilo, which means creation from nothing. It's this beautiful idea that the potential for all future growth, for all new life, actually comes from that quiet, seemingly empty space. The entire garden becomes a living, breathing model of creation itself. So now that we have the philosophy and the garden metaphor locked in, we can take a big, speculative leap. We're heading right into the core of the Edian concept, this really radical theory about biological communication. You might call it agroecological intelligence. Which brings us right back to that wild thought from the beginning, but let's make it more focused. Forget about words for a second. What if plants could literally listen to your biology? What if they could read the signals your body is constantly sending out and then actively respond, give you what you need to be healthy? So this is how it would work, in theory. It's a human-plant feedback loop. It's a cycle. Step 1, you eat the food grown on the land. Simple enough. Step 2, your body's waste becomes a data stream, like a biological report card on your current nutritional status. Step 3, a special bioindicator plant, like a super hardy blackberry, senses and analyzes the chemical makeup of that waste in the soil. Step 4, this is the wild part. It then sends biochemical messages out through its root network to all the other plants around it. And the final incredible step, those plants actually adapt their nutrient profile to better match what your body is missing. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie. But here's the thing. It's actually grounded in real established science. The idea of plants sending ribosomes might be a bit of a metaphor, but the real-world parallels are definitely there. We already know that plants communicate with each other using chemical signals through vast fungal networks. People call it the wood wide web. We know plants can change their function without changing their DNA through something called epigenetics. And we absolutely know they respond to the chemistry of the soil. So is the concept a leap? For sure. But it's a leap from very solid ground. And all of this brings us from a futuristic theory to a tangible, functioning system. See, Edian isn't just an idea on paper anymore. It's something people are actively practicing. So welcome to the real Edian. It's a living, breathing land laboratory designed to explore these very questions. It's a place where modern horticulture, ancient plant wisdom, which is called ethnobotany, and the principles of regenerative agriculture all come together to put this symbiotic vision to the test. And this project is just as holistic as the idea itself. They have all these different programs running at once. There's Viticultura, which is a biodynamic vineyard. There's Apotheculture, a studio for creating herbal remedies. The Edian lab is the research hub, really digging into that human-plant feedback loop. And they even have a program called the X Space, which explores the secret geometry of planting, which, you'll notice, brings us full circle right back to those symbolic garden paths.
You know, we spend our whole lives trying to learn about the land, how to work it, what it can give us, how to cultivate it. But this concept, it just flips that entire script. It suggests a world where a true symbiosis is possible, a world where the land doesn't just feed you, it learns you. And that is a revolutionary thought.